So a new article came out today. Where is this from? The National Journal, in which Scalia says guns may be regulated. He says one of the Supreme Court's most vocal and conservative. That's just not true. He's not. He's a bottom-page shill for the globalists. Said on Sunday that the Second Amendment leaves room for U.S. legislators to regulate guns, including menacing handheld weapons, but not the military, not the United States of America Corporation, which murders millions around the world, steals land, lies they're bought off on the news by the prostitute whore media. Let me help out here, okay? The Second Amendment reads as such: a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So the Second Amendment applies to sort of like the state chooses to conscript and creates their own military that could be considered militia or whatnot, and protects the state from, threats to their sovereign, threats to their government, threats to the people. But it also covered a part where the people have a right to bear arms, and that right cannot be infringed because that right comes from our Creator. But the Mr. Scalia now is opening his mouth, and this is just a slowly process. At first is the false flag of this young man, who I believe he didn't do it. There are just too many inconsistencies on the what happened in Aurora, Colorado, and now it's just a week before the UN arms treaties is going to be ratified, signed, or whatnot. And now you got another chill from the globalist stating that it could be regulated. Look, folks, they do everything in legalese. They don't do nothing on the law. They don't do nothing under common law. Nothing. Everything that they do is completely unlawful. It's criminal. It is de facto, not de jure. Because if it harms you, then they're committing the crime. Crime means harming the harmless. Okay? See, they come up with, they use words against you all the time. I remember I got a letter from the toll, and they were threatening me with more administrative fees if I don't pay up for me traveling down the road. And you should see the language that it was written upon. I got it right here. Actually, it's pretty hilarious because they're counting on our stupidity here. Pursuant to 366.178 of the Texas Transportation Code. Now that's nothing but legalese. Has absolutely nothing to do with law. Listen to this. The registered owner of a vehicle passing through a toll facility without paying the proper toll is held responsible for the non-payment and is required to pay the proper tolls. Failure to pay the toll will result in administrative fees. This violation could result in the issuance of a traffic citation, which carries a fine of up to $250 per unpaid toll, plus court costs, the tolls, and administrative fees. If you could understand the language that they use, it's always to invoke fear, it's always to threaten you, and you fall for it because you constantly are watching TV, and so you are neurologically programmed. They got you programmed. And so I believe that even a good sizable people will surrender their guns, but not everybody will. and then the reason for that is because Satan must rule the earth, and he cannot have, and in order to kill as many people as he possibly can, he can't have people having guns, because it spoils his plans of total world annihilation. Oh, and the shields that he's got on his underlings that make all of these things happen, you're all gonna die under him. One way or the other, he's gonna get you. He's not only gonna get a bunch of people, but also he's gonna get you. The corporations, the United States of America corporations, whatever. Not by the hand of man. No one can touch you by the hand of man. But Satan will. He will find a way to get you down. And so that is as you can see, the attacks on our rights to our unalienable rights to protect ourselves is on the march, is on the move. And you want to make this video to make it absolutely clear that they're not going to give up until every gun is out of the hands of the free people, and only on the corporations that wishes to continue our enslavement, profit, greed, and war.